Welcome to Sikbaggers YouTube channel. I'm Steve, and today I'm going to be showing you guys a brand new product from Ciro3D. We're going to be putting it on the whiskey project back here, and I'm pretty excited to get this. Up until now, I've never been a really big fan of putting any kind of attachments, cup holders, phone holders, GPS holders, any of that stuff directly on my handlebars. Never really felt the need for any of it, but here recently I have really felt the need for this thing. We were down in Daytona, and the whole time I was down there, because I wasn't familiar with the area, I was really wishing that I had one. Boom, the Cybercharger from Ciro3D. This is a phone holder, but it's also a charger. And you may think, well, so what? There's other ones out there. You put your phone in there and you just plug it in and you charge it. What's the big deal? This is QI charging, and it's actually pronounced Qi charging. If you don't know anything about QI charging, it's basically inductive charging. It's a wireless charging. So if your phone has the QI chip in the back, you can simply lay it on a QI charger and it'll automatically wirelessly start charging the phone. That's what's cool about this. Now there's a couple of other really cool features with this thing too, and I'll show you that here in just a second, but just talking about phone holders in general, I get a lot of bikes in the shop and a lot of them have them on there, and it seems like, and these are actually pretty popular brands. It's kind of blown me away. It's made me realize that I was glad that I didn't purchase those brands, because I get them in here and I see them after a year and they've literally got them rubber banded to the mirror to hold their phone up, and it's just, I'm like, wow, that's a pretty popular brand, and after a year it's pretty sloppy, like pretty messy. And some of the ones I see that just clamp the sides, or you spread it and you let it go and it kind of flexes to the sides. You're talking about $1,000 plus cell phone on some of these phones, and you stick in there and you're just clamping it on the side. There's no bottom tray and you're riding and it's vibrating and it's going down. That's another great feature of this one. It actually has an adjustable bottom tray, and we'll talk about in a minute why that's adjustable. I do want to get this on camera here for you to show you this thing. This is pretty awesome. Super strong plastic. It's waterproof. Just has a simple ball knob on the back. The adjustment, we'll get to that in just a second. Here's that bottom tray I was talking about. So when you set your phone in here, it's actually setting on that. It's got soft rubber grips on the side, so when you put your phone in and you actually pinch this down, it pinches the phone, and you can see how these are curved in and not just flat or whatever. These actually kind of pinch your phone. Phone's not going anywhere, and it's super easy to adjust. Slide your phone down in here, screw this down by turning this. When it gets close to the edge, you've got this kind of lock. You know, you guys have all seen these before. When you lock this down, you can see this actually move over a little more. So it's just really bites your phone. So definitely not going anywhere. So before you decide that you want this, make sure that your phone is QI capable. You can usually look up the brand and the model, and it'll tell you right there. A lot of people have these phones and they're QI capable and they don't even know it. I mean, we have these little QI blocks all over the house. I mean, they're plugged in everywhere. So whatever room we're in, we just walk in and we lay our phone on there and it's charging the phone. One other thing you need to note too real quick, a lot of you guys like me have these big, like, boxy cases on there, just super tough cases, because I'm a klutz and I drop my phone all the time, so I always have to have some kind of nice case on there. If you got one of those, I'm gonna say probably like the really thick otter boxes, it may not work. So you need to double check with the cell phone case company to make sure that it's QI compatible. So real quick on this one, the Cybercharger phone holder, you can get this in 3 different flavors. So you can get the phone holder by itself, which is just this right here. And the reason why they sell this by itself is because they also sell another phone holder right now that's similar to this, that's not QI charging, but it takes the same cable. So maybe if you're just upgrading from that phone holder to this phone holder, you would want to simply just buy this. So if you're upgrading from the old phone holder to the new phone holder, all you would have to do is just upgrade the phone holder. The wire and the cable is still exactly the same, so there's no reason to pull everything apart and change the cable. The second and third flavor that they have is the chrome perch mount and the black perch mount, which goes right here. I'll show you that here in just a second. And Ciro also has several different ball mounts that you can get. Like this one is an actual handlebar clamp mount, which I'm going to have to use on the Road Glide. If I stick it up here on the perch mount with my little mirrors, my phone is kind of about halfway over my mirror. So that's something that you need to pay attention to. Also, go out, look at your perch mount, picture your phone like right there. Even if you flip it upside down and put it down here, is it going to be in the way of your switches? On a touring model, different bikes have different mirrors, different, you know, handlebars. Double check that before you order. Walk out, picture the perch mount right here on the perch, the 2 screws that hold your perch onto the handlebars. You've got a long rod that comes up and your phone goes right there. Well, I can already tell you half of mine is going to be over half of my mirror. So that's a no-go for me. Double check that before you make your order. So in the kit, you're going to get this really long wire. This goes all the way down to your battery. It is a fused positive and a negative, so you're just going to simply put it on the positive and negative. Now these will fit all kinds of bikes, not just the touring models, guys. This is what we're putting it on here today. And the touring models do have an auxiliary port. It's almost like the old cigarette lighter port. You put an auxiliary thing in, and a lot of guys' phone chargers run down to that, and they have to buy the little dongle that goes in there with the 2 female USB ports so you can run a cable up and charge your phone. The cool thing about this one being actually attached to your battery is you constantly have power. This aux port, that's exactly what it is. It's auxiliary port. It only comes on when you have power on. So if you don't have the key on, you don't have power to this guy right here. So anytime you have it in the cradle, it's going to be charging. So that's one of the big reasons down in Daytona, not being familiar with the area, I wanted to use the GPS on my phone. Some of you guys are going to be like, Steve, why don't you use the GPS on your Sony 7000 through the Android Auto or Apple CarPlay? Well, if any of you guys have ever rode a Road Glide, you'll know that you can't see the radio. It's ridiculous. It's at an angle like this. I bought the Sony 7000 because it said it has an anti-glare screen. And I'm here to tell you, the anti-glare screen sucks. So I can't see anything during the day. If there's any kind of overhead sun, I cannot see that radio. So down in Florida, using the GPS through my phone, through the Sony up on that big screen, it would have been useless. I couldn't have seen it anyway. So I was really wishing I had a phone holder at that point just to use my GPS. So there's several reasons why you would want a phone holder. Those are just my personal reasons, and I'm super glad that I got one now, and this thing is awesome. So without further ado, let's drag the camera over here and get this thing installed. Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying the free video. I just want to take a second to stop and tell you how much I appreciate all of you out there on YouTube. So if you like what you see, check out the rest of the channel, because we had over 100 bagger related videos on the channel, and every one of them are absolutely free to watch. We don't charge to watch any videos. We don't have any secret squirrel websites or groups that you have to join and pay us money to watch our videos. All of our videos absolutely free all the time. So I really appreciate it if you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon at the end. It'll notify you every time we upload a video. That's the stuff that keeps us out here in the shop making these free videos for you guys. You can also check out Sick Baggers on Instagram and Facebook. If you want to get a hold of some of this bagger swag like you're seeing right here, you see in our videos, get over to Facebook. Hit us up over on the Sick Baggers Facebook group. We do a pre-order about 5, 6, 7 times a year. But seriously, I just wanted to stop for a second and tell you how much I appreciate every one of you guys. You guys are awesome. Me and my family appreciate the hell out of every single one of you. But I'm gonna get out of here and let you get back to the video. This is the perch mount that came in this box, and this is why I wanted to get this, to show you this. If I put this up here, just like this, because this is where it's going to go. You're just going to replace these 2 screws with those supplied screws that are in there. There's a couple of different sizes and some washers, some like tube washers that are in there. And if I put that on there like that and I install it, if I turn it into landscape mode, it's going to cover half my mirror. Now, using it in landscape mode is probably what I would do if I was using the GPS or actually tuning a bike. So I would say mine would stay in landscape mode pretty much all the time. If I flip it upside down, now I've got half of my phone covering my switches. So that's what I meant by double check to make sure what kind of mount that you need for your bike. Like I said, we're going to be using the handlebar mount from Ciro. And one thing to note too, this ball system on here only works with the Ciro mounts, but it works with all of the Ciro mounts. So you can't buy this and you may have one of these from another company. It's not going to work. You have to get the Ciro one. On the charger itself, like I said, it's got the bottom tray. Now on the charger, one thing I want to note, there's a sweet spot for QI charging, okay? So if I walk in on those little blocks that I got in the house and I just toss my phone on it, 50-50 chance that it's charging, guys. You really have to lay it on there and kind of line it up. You got to get those chips to line up in there so it'll start charging, and then you're good. That's why you have an adjustable foot. So not only is it a foot that keeps your phone from sliding out while you're going down the road, you get a little Phillips head screw back here. You can adjust this up and down. So when you set it in there, your phone's actually on the foot and it's in the sweet spot. So you're going to want to adjust that to make sure you get it where you need it to charge your phone. So this piece here, maybe you want this on this side. It's simple. This is like a long nut that's in here and a long bolt that's in here. Take this out, hold this one in. It's got springs in it, so be careful. See, it's springy. So there's 2 springs on each side. Take this out, take the nut out, flop it over here, put this over here, screw it back in. It's all in the directions, guys. So this is adjustable. You don't have to have it on the right side. So like I said, we're going to be using the handlebar clamp, and you can see this is 2 pieces hinged right there with a pin. We're going to get up here and we're going to throw this guy on. Your ball is actually the nut side, so you get a bolt And then your ball is threaded on this side. That's, like I said, that's actually your nut. Cinch that down. You've got a threaded nut that goes on the ball, and that goes on there backwards. You want to put the threads towards the phone holder. The ball is just simply going to pop into this. So we're going to pop this in, and we're going to screw this on, and that's what's going to hold it. Or we can turn it to landscape mode. Either way, 360 all the way around. Pretty easy. So once you figure out where you want it on your handlebars, you're going to go ahead and run your wire. Now there's a couple of different ways to do that. The way I'm personally going to do it after we cut this video is I'm going to pull my seat, pull my ECM and all that stuff, get down to my battery, which you have to anyway to get this thing plugged in. I'm going to pull my tank. There's a wire harness under there. I'm going to run the wire through it. I'm going to come up my handlebars. I'm going to zip tie off somewhere, but you absolutely have to make sure you leave enough slack for turning. So before you zip tie everything off on your handlebars super tight, make sure that you've left enough slack between the frame and the handlebars because they turn. You got to make sure that your wire is not going to pull taut and stop you from turning or break the wire or part of the cell phone holder or something like that. Now, I'm not going to do that on camera today because I've literally done at least 15 videos on our YouTube channel where I've had the seat off, got down to the battery, pulled the tank, showed you how to do all that stuff. It's super easy to do on these touring models. I'll link a video in my description of some audio stuff that I did to a touring model where I, ran an amp and all that stuff. So it's basically the same thing. You're going to be running a wire through that tray underneath your tank. And if you guys need help getting your tank and your seat and all that stuff off, just go check out that video, guys. Now, you don't have to do that. This wire's got some protection on it. Just make sure that if you run it under your tank, you zip tie it off real good where it's not going to fall down. So let me cut this real quick and get this hooked up and get it ran up here, and I'll show you how this phone charger works. So I've got it all mounted up here, guys, and I actually moved it up just a tad. I made sure that I had enough wire back here for turning. Got it zip tied off here in the back, just zip tied it to the clutch cable there. Now, like I said, you can run this horizontal or portrait, so you can do like this too. I've got it hooked up to the battery, so we're going to slide the phone in and we're going to see if it starts charging. We'll see if our spot's in the sweet spot there, and we are. So like I said, if you're not in the sweet spot where you put your phone in and it doesn't come on, go ahead and adjust this foot. So basically there's just no more plugging and unplugging your phone, and to me that's pretty awesome. One-handed operation, you put it in there and it's plugged in. And like I said on the other ones, if you just have a phone cable plugged into the bottom of your phone, run down to a dongle, you probably got it plugged in somewhere where it's auxiliary power. So the only way you're getting a charge is if your bike is on. So it's pretty awesome to me because I don't have to worry about trying to see my radio anymore to run, Android Auto to see my GPS because of Harley Davidson's, oh, let's angle the radio into the sun so when they're riding they can't see the radio. Genius, Harley. So for Ciro to come out with this and me finally breaking down and getting something for my handlebars, like I said, I've never been a real big fan of it, but I absolutely need it. So for them to come out with one and me needing one around the same time, that's pretty awesome. I've looked at them in the past and I've just blown them off and never bought one just because I've seen too many come in here that were junk, and these are big name brand cell phone holders and they're not good. So I just, there's no way I was spending my money on that stuff. I do want to mention real quick, if your phone is not QI capable, that doesn't mean that you're completely out of the box. You can go on Amazon, eBay, they're all over the place, but they're little QI tips. You take your cell phone cover off if you have one, you plug it into the bottom of your phone. It's got a little flat wire that runs up and it runs to the back of your phone and actually sticks to the back of your phone. So that little chip that's in my phone, you can put on the back of your phone. Put your cover back on, make sure that your cover, once again, is QI capable. It's not too thick. You've got your QI pad that's in there, you got your phone mount back on. Now your phone is absolutely QI compatible. So you've got that chip on the back. You can put it right down in there and you're charging again, okay? So I want to wrap this one up, guys. I just want to show you this because I've been super stoked about doing this. I got two bikes over here ready for audio installs and I literally pushed them off so I can get this installed because I want to use this weekend. So I'll put all of the links down in the description below. If you want to check out the product, I'll put the link to each one of the packages that you can buy, the different flavors we talked about, and also the handlebar clamp if you want to buy that separately depending on which one you need. I'll put all of the links to all that stuff right down in the description. If you're on your cell phone, you may have to click the little arrow to open it up. It'll show you all of the links. You click those, take you straight over to Ciro. If you guys have any questions on this or the QI charger or any of that, we've been using that for a long time, QI charging. I've done my research on it. I know a lot about it. So if you have any questions on that kind of stuff or the Cybercharger from Ciro, please comment box down below. I check YouTube every day and I'll try to help you the best that I can. So I'm gonna get out here, guys, and actually get one of these bikes up on the lift that I'm supposed to be working on instead of over here playing with my super cool Cybercharger from Ciro. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next video. As always, be safe, keep your knees in the breeze.